Welcome to Interrogation, a game where two contestants have up to 20 questions to unravel a mystery. There are no prizes. It's all just for fun and glory. First contestant, the categories, historical event, go.
Is it associated with a war?
Yes.
Did it take place in the 20th century?
Yes.
Was it associated with World War II?
No.
Was it associated with the Korean War?
I do not believe so.
Was it associated with the Vietnam War?
No.
Okay, event for the Korean War. That is, oh wait, you said no, right?
What?
You said no for the Korean War, right?
Yes. Yes, I said no.
Okay.
There I felt like, what's my line?
Was it associated with World War I?
No.
Running out of wars in the, was it associated with Persian Gulf?
No.
Was America in this war?
Yes. Well, wait a second. No. How you phrased it.
Was America a combatant in this war?
No, sir. But it's really hard to. How you're phrasing your question, it makes it hard for me to answer. And it makes me hard to. The answer I gave last makes it hard for me to answer. The previous question.
What was my
The way
previous
you
question?
phrased it makes it hard for me to answer.
So,
In fact, I'll take back that question. I could be wrong, but the way you're phrasing your question makes it me hard to answer.
so associated with war, and it's hard to answer if America was a combatant or not.
Is that your question?
No, that's me summing up what I'm hearing.
I can't answer that because then
I know that's me. That's me
Thinking out
kind of
loud.
just
thinking out loud.
thinking
That's
out loud based on what you're telling me here. All right, so all right, let's got to get a little more granular here. Did it happen after 1950?
Yes. And no. Yeah. I can't answer that. Yes and no. If you think of what your question you just
Was it the
asked
Cold
me.
War between the U.S. and Soviet Union?
No. Well, okay. One question at a time. What was your question? Was it the Cold War?
Is it the Cold War?
No.
Okay. A lot of things
Well,
for this. So it sounds like it's
yes and no. Last question, yes and no.
yes and no, that it wasn't the Cold. Okay. So thinking out loud here. So it sounds like it's associated with the Cold War, but not necessarily. Okay. Was the incident between the U.S. and the Soviet Union?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what happened around 1950? That did it involve Cuba?
No.
Okay. Now that rules out Bay of Pigs or Cuban Missile Crisis. Was Eisenhower president for it?
When was Eisenhower's president? Well, wait a second. Eisenhower what? Was Eisenhower present for it?
President.
Oh, was he president?
Yes.
Yes, I think he was.
He was present for it. Took place between the Soviet Union and the US around 1950s. Ooh, that is a tough one. It's a bit of a blank spot in my history. Didn't involve the Korean War, so it sounds like it's pre-Korean War. Geez, what happened? Oh, was it the U-2 spy plane incident?
No.
Oh. That was all I had. I will take a hint, please.
Oh, a hint. Wow. Gotta give you a hint that doesn't give it away right away. Okay. Okay. Just a second. I just want to make sure Okay. Nazi Germany spearheaded it.
Was it the detonation of the hydrogen bomb?
No.
Because if we're talking atom bomb, we're going back far before 1950. I'm just gonna say that. Didn't involve Japan.
No.
Oh wait. Did it involve outer space?
Yes.
Is it Sputnik?
It was part of it.
Was it sending Yuri Gagarin into space?
It was part of it. Historical event.
The space race?
Got it. It's a space race. And the Nazis spearheaded with a V1 rocket. And that was and when World War II ended, there was a mad rush by both the Americans and the Russians on trying to grab the scientists that were responsible for the V1 rocket. And truth of the matter is, I always say that the NASA is not the National Aeronautical and Space Administration. It's the Nazi Aeronautical and Space Association, because it was the Nazi rocket scientists that actually designed our Apollo rockets. So they're the ones spearhead. That's why I thought it was a good clue. Okay, now, what else should we know about Bill the Vampire that gets people to want to buy this book in the link that's at the top of the description for this video?
Well, here's the thing. If it's really for people with a variety of people. If you enjoy supernatural stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Fright Night, if you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, if you enjoy raunchy humor, it's for those people who kind of like a little bit of an edge to the stuff they watch. If you're looking for, Bill the kindly Amish vampire who doesn't kill anybody,
there you go. There's your new series. I wonder if anyone's ever made an Amish vampire.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, really? Probably. But
it wasn't me.
What? It wasn't.
It wasn't me.
Huh. So, just out of curiosity, how old was Bill when he died? When he was made into a vampire?
Okay, so the story starts off when Bill's about 24.
24.
Yep.
So when is he made a vampire? If that doesn't give away too much of a spoiler.
It happens. It happens in the first chapter. I mean, basically the opening of the book is him dying. So
okay, so he was 24. So he's forever 24.
Yep.
And do they ever age? Do they ever?
That's a little bit of that's getting into spoiler territory.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, this is the first series of this YouTube channel. We are on episode 7, right?
Hmm?
I believe we're episode 8. And we're episode 8. We got one more past this one. It's the best of 9. The score is tied at 2-2 with 3 3 ties. So if you enjoy this show, please subscribe the series. And if you're a YouTuber or an author and you like to appear as a contestant, in the description, there's a link to where you can apply to be so. And we'll see in a moment just how well George does right after this commercial break. Welcome back to Interrogation. Sir Willow, what else can you tell us about your YouTube channel?
Oh, goodness. It has been an amazing thing, but when I first started, I never expected it to be real big. And it's happened so often with YouTube. It seems like what becomes popular is very random. I made a video way back.
I'm hoping on random.
Yes. I made a video probably about my second or third month into doing the channel about a group that I labeled it the group the cast members hated or were afraid of. And basically, I talked about some of the different groups that just cause stress for the cast members, like grad night and stuff. But the big one I really talked about was the tour groups from South America, because the behavior with them is atrocious.
Like what?
Running wild, cutting people off, screaming and yelling during shows, and just chaos. And I hadn't thought much about it. I was probably about 2,000 subscribers at the time. And 3 months after I made this video, something happened. And all of a sudden, it started catching YouTube's algorithms. And I went from, it was like a couple hundred views to, in a matter of about 3 weeks, I was around 300,000 views. And just kept going. That one video basically built my channel.
Really?
Brought a lot of people in.
How many subscribers do you think that one video got you?
That one video probably brought in
right now, right?
I'm at 28.8. It probably brought in somewhere between 12 to 15,000 subscribers just off that one.
Wow. Awesome.
And I also
essentially went viral. You had a video that went viral.
Yeah, essentially. It's about 500,000 views, so depending upon how you define viral. But for me, and the size of the channel I was at the time, with 1,500 subscribers, yeah, it was nuts. And of course, all my other videos then start picking up a lot of views because people would watch that one and then they'd watch the others. And so yeah, that one video built my channel. But it was overwhelming because I like to talk and chat with the people who comment on my videos and respond. I couldn't do it. It was just so much that there was no way I could keep up with it and still do anything else. So if you watch videos, you wonder, well, why don't they ever reply to us? That's why. It just, you can't do
inundated.
Yep.
Well, cool. All right, George. Sir Willow. Are you ready?
I hope so. We'll see.
Contestant. The category is historical event. Go.
Was this event a war?
No. Well. Oh, right out of the gate, George. Right out of the
I'm
gate.
yes.
Right out of the
This
freaking-
has kind of become my challenge. How can I stump Jack?
Okay.
This is Sparta.
Was it part of a war? Was it? What was your question again?
I asked if this event was a war.
Was a war? It was part of one.
It was part of a war. Okay.
Yes, but it was part of one.
Okay. Did this event take place just in Europe?
No.
Okay. Was this a worldwide event?
Yes.
Okay. It was part of a war. Interesting. Was this in the 20th century?
Yes.
Did this last over the course of more than a century?
No.
Okay. Is it related to World War II?
Yes.
Is it a type of weapon that was developed?
No.
Okay. Oh wow. Gosh, I got about a dozen things going through my mind and trying to narrow them down to a yes or no question.
Yeah, I went on about a million tangents that weren't even close.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of like, all right. Let me see. Wow.
It's always a good idea to recap.
Yep. Well, like I said, that's kind of what I'm doing. Was this the development of the Cold War?
What was the question?
Was it the development of the Cold War?
Was this the development of the Cold War? No. Was this the development of the Cold War?
The battle of
the
the
rise
Nine
of Russia
Spears.
and the United States.
Please define development. Do you mean the beginning of the Cold War?
Right, with the rise of Russia and the United States.
No.
No. Okay. Was this event focused more on Europe?
No.
Was it focused more on the Pacific?
No.
Who? Wow.
Into those damn Australians.
Yeah.
I
was thinking.
Watch out for those guys from down under.
I was thinking it was more Africa or something. Maybe I don't know. Move.
Ballistic boomerangs.
Wow. Was this an event that happened after the war as opposed to during it?
What?
Did this happen after the war more than during it?
No.
Okay. So let's see. That would eliminate the UN. That would eliminate the division of Berlin. Those kinds of things. Wow.
Unless I'm wrong, Rick. I mean, have I answered anything wrong, Rick? I don't think I have. Oh yeah, you had that one question.
Yeah, that one. No, I don't
question.
think you're wrong. It's just a tough one.
It's George.
I said I'm good at that. If I don't get you stumped at least once,
And you started right out the gate.
did this involve politics in the United States?
Oh yes.
Was it the death of FDR?
No.
Okay, it's not the development of a weapon, so we're not talking about the nukes. Wow. Did it involve the creation of alliances? I got a feeling I'm going off on the wrong track here again, but
I don't think this. Again, your question was repeat your question.
did it involve the creation of alliances?
I don't think it was in the creation of alliances.
Okay.
I don't think it created alliances. Unless Rick thinks otherwise.
No, I think you're right.
I said I feel like I've gone down a rabbit hole that I'm not sure how to get out of.
Oh, I wish I could say something, but I can't. If Rick wants to say something,
Unless you want to burn 2, then you can.
if you
Like I said, that's so I've got 4 questions total.
yeah, you could burn 2, but then you'd have to guess it in 2.
I can say something, but it's just going to be full of lies and obfuscation. So
Yep. I just feel like I've gotten myself in so much of the wrong direction. Let's do the 2. I hate to do it, but
Well,
so this is where
I'll use
I was a
this-
history major, and I almost feel
I
like
will
I know
use
too
the
much.
same clue I gave to Rick.
Okay.
It was spearheaded by Nazi Germany.
But it's not weapon development.
Is that your question?
No, because I already asked that.
You already asked that question.
Yeah, that's why. I'm thinking out loud to myself. So it's not weapon development, but it was spurred by Nazi Germany. The
worst mustache fad in history.
It's not the Holocaust, is it?
Is that your question?
That's my question.
No.
And I'm actually down to 1, not 4.
And that's not part. You've already asked. Is it?
Well, the Holocaust was a worldwide thing. It wasn't just Europe.
No, but you've asked other questions that would have eliminated that as a question.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm down to my last one here.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, because you forgot to take off my 2.
Yeah. I think that now here. Okay, your last one. I don't know.
I will give you an honest to goodness free hint.
Okay.
You asked if it was about weapons development, but it stemmed from weapons development.
Ooh. I couldn't have given that one.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to throw out the Star Trek nerd question as my final guess because I'm stumped, and where I'm going, I'm sure isn't right. So, is it eugenics?
What?
The Wrath of
I
Khan.
did not know that's where you. That was not what I would have guessed when you said Star Trek.
Yeah,
No.
because that actually started in Nazi Germany as well. But
George, Sir Willow, space race.
Okay.
Part of it on the Cold War. See the V1 bomb, the V1 rocket. As I told Rick, the V1 rocket is what was the technology when World War II concluded. The Americans and Russians rushed in to get the rocket scientists of the Nazi rocket scientists.
I was so stuck in having to be at World War II that I wasn't thinking World War II kind of laying the foundation for what happened in the 60s, really. So
I said it's spearheaded by the Nazi
Yeah.
Germans, and it was rockets.
I never would have got it.
When
Never
you said
would've
Star Trek, I was like, he's got this.
Oh yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Isn't
thought
that ironic?
I thought you had it when you said when you brought up Cold War,
Yeah.
and then when you asked me, what was the question?
Well,
Was this the creation of the development?
I said it was
of the Cold War? It
political.
was a
and-
byproduct of the Cold War,
Yeah.
and it only became the space race only really occurred because of Sputnik. When the Russians, if we had fired the first satellite first, and the Russians followed us, the race might not have. The space race might not have happened, but because of Sputnik, America panicked and didn't realize just how far ahead we were already, and just and everything, went from there.
I was just locked in the wrong timeline. I was locked in the 40s. And
but you nailed it on the Cold War. That's
Yeah.
the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean,
well, the Cold War
Right.
really began in the late 40s with the division of Berlin, and Russia
Yes.
and the
and
United
so that's
States
why I could not
fighting
say
over that.
I couldn't say that the space race was the development of or the creation of the Cold War, because it was already in progress. It's just that when Sputnik went on, it was another element of the Cold War.
Yeah.
All right,
well.
gentlemen, we're down to one last. We have
Rick's ahead. by
Rick
one
is
again.
3-2 with 3 ties. We'll see how it goes in the last episode.
Yep.